Hey, 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 hey. Hey, guys, how's it going? There's no camera today. I mean, I can put it on, but I just don't feel like it. So we are going to be reviewing art today. Can I know who's here and who's? I mean, just because I see there's like three people here, so also, is my audio and everything is this fine? Would you want to change anything? Is there a lag or anything like that? You can let me know, and we can fix it. Hey, Snoop Foodle. Hey, Bhutia Buster.
Hello, hello.
How's it going?
Very good, very good.
Okay. Oh wait, I can actually. Can I have my Discord here? Okay, never mind. Like people that are watching this on YouTube, my Discord folks are also on here,
Oh,
and
you're doing a YouTube live?
yeah, I'm doing a YouTube live also. So if you want to
Mm,
switch to that,
okay,
you can do that as well. Um, yeah, I'm sharing my screen here too. Okay.
okay.
Um, so first thing first, I'm gonna pull up all of the submissions. So not too many. Hey guys, submit more, man. That's all. Submit more shit. I'm gonna pull those up, put them here. Some really nice entries by people. Hmm. Okay. All of you who are here, just like unmute yourselves. It's just fun that way. Like we're human. We can talk. I don't want to just like fucking be here and just be like, hey, so like open up. Let's talk. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what? I was like, what the fuck was I? How's it going? What's up?
Nothing, I'm working.
Yeah. What are you working on?
I have an essay due, so I'm writing my essay.
Aha. Okay, so the
Mm-hmm.
whole reason why, I mean, not this is not for you. Like I'm live on YouTube as well. Just
Yeah.
so yeah, like I mean, I just wanted to sort of gauge and Mohit, fucking unmute yourself, man. Talk to me, Jesus Christ.
Hi, I'm so sorry. Like that dog's barking in the background. That's why I decided it would be cool if I just unmute myself.
So
But hey,
irritating. Yeah, it's fine. Just like I don't give a shit about like dogs barking. Just I just want like you do you understand what's happening right now? I have headphones in. I can only hear myself talk. That is so insane. Like just to sit like that and be like, hey, so it's fucking whack as shit. Okay. So the retail is actually not here. Oh, I can actually record this as well. Yeah, great. So, right. Hey guys, how's it going? First of all, let me welcome you to Pain with J-Man
woo,
submissions week. Is this week 4? This is week 4, right?
four.
Yeah,
Yeah.
week 4. So we have like a lot of entries and not a lot of entries, there's only 4, but we do have the most important thing, which is a cool idea. The idea this time was to create your version. Okay, you can mute yourself, man. That's like really annoying.
I'm
I'm sorry. Create an ill. My handwriting sucks. I'm just gonna type. So the idea of this week was to create an illustration of your favorite fictional character in a style that you like. Wait, or I can actually even read it. And let me check. Hey, sunflower. Do you have dogs barking in the background as well? Wait. Oh, where is it? Yeah. Okay. So the challenge read something like, I can just share my screen. Why don't I just do that? Yeah. The challenge read something like, people like what they like. Some people uh, I'm going to share my entire screen. Some people like Pokemon and some like Adventure Time. Some fall in love with the idea of the movie Blade Runner, and some find themselves swimming in the world of Harry Potter. I don't know why I phrased it like I'm a fucking poet or something. This week's challenge is your chance of creating a rendition of your favorite fictional character, popular characters, and indie as well. Your challenge for this week's submission is as follows: add a detailed background. This challenge forces you to think about framing, perspective, colors, lighting, posture, anatomy, etc. Okay, so with that said, let me switch to my Photoshop, and let's. I'm also going to change it to my Photoshop here. Great. Okay, so whoever's watching is watching, but please feel free to give any sort of feedback that you might have, for this entire piece. Like, this is the first piece. This is actually the last submission, but I'm approaching it in any way. There's a lot of interesting things happening here. I think the Retail here has done. Let me tell you what this is. So I draw Dazai from Bogan Stray Dogs anime. I'm just gonna take his whole thing and paste it because he's written it like it's a message for a friend. Okay, so this was his this was his message basically. Dazai from Bogan Stray Dogs anime. He's my favorite friction character, right? As opposed to characters that do not have any friction in them. So I draw Dazai because he is just like me. I like how Discord's emojis have turned into like words here. Slight smile. Always in play mood and doing pranks and making everyone laugh. But get serious in important situation. Face with monocle. But I'm not a suicidal maniac. Okay, that's good to know. Great. So my whole thing with anime is that they don't necessarily follow the rules of anatomy as such. Like anime as a style is something that doesn't really say that, hey, follow anatomy or else. But it's still good to follow some rules of anatomy, especially when you're making something which is not animated. Like, the thing with animation is that you can create motion, you can create an idea of motion like this. 1, 2. I mean, it's a fuck all drawing, but basically, like, animation is like a lot of drawings being played together. So your drawings being not right or slightly off, that's fine. It doesn't really matter too much, like when you're animating, until unless it's like too pronounced. So here, I want to ask so one of you maybe, but I don't know. Who should I ask? Mohit, do you want to kind of take a shot at what do you think is off with this piece?
I'm not sure if I have a definite answer, but like I guess if I want to comment, I would say that what I really like,
Mm-hmm.
like, is that it's very dynamic. Like, it's not at all static. Matlab, it has an active dialogue. Like,
Right.
it's especially whole composition and everything. So that is the thing which I really like, and I'm still not able to gauge what exactly, like, I think might be improved. Yes.
Okay. Uh, do you guys want to take a shot at this? Bars and Sunflower. It's always weird to say names which are not real names. Okay, I'm gonna not wait and just go ahead. Basically, like, I mean, my main thing with this is that it's very important, like when you're creating, like any character, to think about the spine, because a spine is what dictates most of like how the body is going to flow, right? So if I want to show somebody, if I have established that there is a thing right here and I want to show somebody like almost arching over it, so I have to think about the spine. And when I think about the spine, I automatically create something that works. Like I can have that as sort of a establishing wireframe of sorts, and then put more structure on top of it. You know, so that's like your line of motion is what is dictated by the spine. If I want to show something like if I want to show someone running towards something, I will make sure that their spine is sort of bent like this. And this is very like cartoony way of running, but I hope you get the gist of it. So the line of motion is very, very important, which is dictated by the spine. And if the spine isn't acting right, if the spine isn't doing what it's supposed to do, then your character's perception can be like flawed. So if I want some character to like sort of look up or stretch their back out something in a way like this, the perception of that character changes according to how the spine is following the line of motion. And now you can see that the spine is almost like doing this. There's no fluidity in the spine. So what I would do here is that first of all I would think about the anatomy a little bit and the posture as well. Like put these here, put that here. Why does he have I don't know like if that makes sense, but fine. Let's say like anime characters always doing some weird shit. Also, like see how close this angle is to this angle. So I kind of would want to change that a little bit by maybe making it a little bit tighter and making this one a little bit loose, So if I now make this slightly, and if I just trace his drawing really, really quickly, just to give you an idea as to what I am saying could look better. Again, this is like super, super subjective. So these are not like absolute hard and fasts that apply across all platforms. All mediums. It's just like, I mean, if you want to not follow anatomy, that's completely your choice. But it's just that like when you're making a character and you're adding such a big sort of emotion to it, it's a good idea to think about what their anatomy will say about the perception of that character. Like you saw that I even like with this collar, I sort of gave it some fluidity here. I mean, he's done that a little bit in this collar right here, but it's not enough. And I mean, even the crowd, the sort of bend is so weird and straight that you kind of wonder if this is even like a comfortable sort of a position to be in. Yeah, I mean, this is sort of, oh no, this is not my take. I have to make this leg go a little bit outwards. Is outwards a word? Outwards. Yeah, it is. Of course it is. Great. Hello, YouTube. How's it going, man? People watching this on YouTube are also cool. Hey, guys, you can be a part of these challenges and challenge your creative side by joining my Discord channel. It's absolutely free, and I don't get anything out of it except for just pure satisfaction that there's people that are drawing out there. Yeah, so I mean, I think this looks a little bit more fluid. Now, if I were to add more information in it, I would probably, I could make it a little bit better. But this is the Rietle's take on the character of Dazai. I haven't seen this anime. I haven't seen too many animes, but yep. This is his take. Another thing that I really like in this is that this whole uh, half tone sort of a thing that's happening here. So half tone, for those of you who do not know, is or was or no, it still is an a printing technique where you can create depth by uh, like I mean not randomly like this, but you can create depth by putting circles like dots close. So if I have something like this, now this is the darkest that it will be. To make it less dark, I can remove alternating things like that. So it's pretty fun, like to try it. I'm butchering the whole meaning of it, but I hope that you understand what I'm trying to say. It's called half toning. It's pretty cool. I really like these little, you know, flowy things that are happening. They compensate for that lack of movement in the spine itself. And there's a lot of fluidity in this sort of a triangle of this image, which is pretty solid. Like, but the whole problem is that the triangle or this sort of shape that you're making, like your focal point, should be the face that should be the should be this should be the place where you want people to look. Because right now the focal point sort of become like, now if you look at it, you can see that this brown is almost like a unit in itself, and you don't necessarily consider the head until unless you try to see it, I guess. But maybe I'm wrong about it, but I just feel like the pose could have been thought out a little bit. And I mean, apart from that, everything is like pretty sick. Like, I like these little motifs that you put in the text, sorry, in this thunder sort of a thing. That's solid. Yeah, good job, good job, good job, good job. Okay, so the next one that we have is by Shiv, and I think Shiv made Kermit the Frog. I think I will wrong. Obviously, it's Kermit the Frog. I'm just trying to see his caption so that I can put that in. Yeah. Okay, Kermit with a side of vengeance. Best I could do currently, but I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I really like it. I honestly really like it. I think it has like a very dark sort of a vibe to it, and the expression is macabre in some ways. I like the use of color. I like how grainy it is. The only thing that I would sort of maybe do is add a slight backlight, a very small sort of a backlight, just to amp up that whole tension a little bit, like something like this. So what a backlight basically it does is that it really like silhouettes your character, and that silhouetting makes them sort of pop out a little bit more, while giving them a very film or like movie sort of an aesthetic. Yeah, can you see that? Like, that kind of makes a difference. And then you can make some parts brighter a little bit. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much my only suggestion. Yeah, the background's pretty well done. Like, I mean, if we make this background also slightly brighter, I mean, this is kind of whack, but wait, let me put a bigger circle on top of it. Okay. And maybe like we want the light to emerge from somewhere here. Right, now. Hey, what this say? Come on, what should this say? What am I doing? Uh. And I know. Right now, you're just like, what the fuck is he doing? Wait, I'm taking you on a journey, guys. Give me a second, man. Come on, give me a sec. And yeah, that. Just this. Like, I think, like, adding some more dynamism with the light could look pretty cool, I think. But I really like it. I think you've done a really good job, Shiv. And GG's, man. GG's. Good job. Okay. This is by Aditya. Aditya's been like consistently putting some really good stuff. And this is what he had written. Samurai Jack's back's jacked. Okay. I quite like it. Like, I think my only issue with this is that the anatomy just does not make sense. Okay, let's try and like break down the skull or the skeleton of this jacked samurai. And I'm not saying that you have to follow the rules of anatomy to make a decent character. Like, you don't have to. Like, if you look at Popeye. Wait, let me pull up a picture of Popeye. Like, if you take Popeye and try to take him as an example of anatomy, then like, you just be like, what? How was this man beating up everybody? Like, he should have been just not able to function, you know? So here we're trying to sort of give a loose-ish idea of Popeye's anatomy. I did this in class as well one time. It was awful. The head was my favorite part because the head is the only part that makes sense, and the head is like, you can just look at it and say that no, it would not make sense. If I had the line somewhere here, yeah. Okay. Got big ass forearms, bro. Jesus, what's your workout? He trains just his forearms. Then we give him his little rib cage, a long ass spine, this hip bone that goes something like that. Yeah. So this is Popeye's. Mr. Popeye's. Wow, my writing sucks, dude. Skeleton. And it doesn't make sense. Like, that is not important. What's important is good shape design. You know, good shape design is what's important when you're making a good character. Like, if we remove this and we sort of just try to see him in shapes, then we have this chunky boy right here, this chunky boy right here, this long tube right here, these arms that are shaped like this essentially. You know, these are interesting shapes, and interesting shapes are what make, like, our interesting shapes make people want to look at things or not look at things. Like, people decide what they want to look at based on the shapes. um Try to see that in your own life as well, like the things that you like. You might like a t-shirt, or you might like something or the other, and you'll see that you're attracted to it because of a certain shape that you're able to see. Like, the shape could be a text or whatever. Like, it could be anything. Yeah, coming back to this one, I think, yeah, the anatomy is just something that I don't understand, because can I just work over his? I'll try to do that. Like, if we take this arm from here, no, I'll have to draw on top of it. Okay, sorry about going back and forth to this, but you just have to figure out like a best attack plan, you know. I'm not gonna draw on top of it, because it just, like, it's a little too distracting with all that's going on. So I'm gonna try and like do a roughy right next to it, just to show you guys like uh, a little bit about what could be diff. What could be diff, you know? First of all, like, when you're like sort of twisting, like how he's twisting, like it's almost twisting inwards, because I think he's reaching for his sword, right? So when you're twisting, your shoulder has to sort of come under your chin, you know? And there'll be a little bit of bicep flexion right here. A little bit, not like Hrithik Roshan at all times, but yeah, a little bit. I like the way that you did your hands, though. Like, I'm not even gonna try to do that. I like what you've done with your hands. And have this body sort of create this twisting motion of sorts. This other elbow goes somewhere here. Don't mind the mess, guys. Just trying to figure out like what's the best way to. Yeah, and like put like some gigantic abs here, because you're trying to show samurai's jacked back. Yeah, I think this, you know. Do you see it? Do you see like what's happening here? Can you make out? Can you hey Aditya, you're watching. Do you want to chime in with what you think I did with your piece?
Yeah, I was struggling with the anatomy kind of there. Like, really wanted to do this post, but like as I went on, I realized it like I wasn't really doing it very well, and then I tried to kind of warp it a bit to get it into shape, but the angles still don't get fixed like that, right?
Yeah, like I think the most important thing is just to know, like, because anatomy can be so just terrifying to approach, but if you just sort of try to approach it in like different parts, like treat this as a unit for your chest and treat this as like a unit for your arms, you can sort of simplify it for yourself, because the more you simplify it, the more you sort of start seeing things for how they would function, and how like would this work with like a real person, because this one right here is not perfect anatomy, and neither is this, but it's just that when you think of form and functionality, like your illustration or your drawing, if it's with humans or something that's realistic, starts making sense. But I really like it. And I mean, coming to the things that I like about your piece, I love the background. I think you use red like really, really well. I like these little swords and daggers that are happening in the back, in the foreground. My only suggestion would be to add like a little bit of depth in the foreground by sort of darkening it a little bit. something like this maybe. I mean, I know it looks weird right now, but wait, I'm trying something. Uh, yeah, I don't think. No, no, no. Maybe I think. Oh, right. See, like what's happening here is that this is the dark part already, and then this is light. So if I were to make this light or make this one dark, then I have to make this light. So I mean, I think you've done a good job. Like your balance is good, your images framing is quite nice. You've paid attention to everything. Oh, one more thing that I really like is that how this image sort of creates like this frame around Jack. You know, like all of these things are added informations. Like you don't necessarily need them, but they really make like a nice sort of a frame around Samurai Jack. The second thing is that even like with these clouds, there is still sort of framing happening of the character, and I think you've done a solid job. You've done a solid job. You've done a solid job, man. GG's, good one. Okay, so we are with Mohit now, and this is what Mohit had. Mohit didn't write much. Mohit wrote this. No. Daenerys Stormborn. So I don't have too much to say about this, kind of, because it's so like done like a study that there's not a lot that's happening here in the way of like I don't if I did not watch what the fuck was the show? I forgot the name. If I did not watch Game of Thrones, I probably would not get an idea of who this is. And that's the idea, no? Like when you're trying to do something that's like character centric, you want people to be able to understand or get an idea of who that character is. Like Shakespeare's here, you don't know like who this is. This a frog? Is this a person dressed in a frog costume? If you haven't, where is Kermit from? Is he on Sesame Street? Is Kermit from Sesame Street? Kermit the Frog. Oh, he's a Muppet character. My bad. Sorry. He's a Muppet character. And yeah, like me, you don't know that, but you can still sense a tone of depression or some shit, something or the other. And I really like that. Here, like, I just feel that this is not like a super solid sort of a take on, our Dragon Queen. But I mean, in terms of painting, I think you've done a really good job. I wish that you would have like retained some sort of warmth on this side of the image, because right now it's too cold. Right now everything is like a little bit too coldish. Like if I do this a little bit. Just to try and like balance out the lighting on the character herself. I mean, I don't know exactly what it is, because see, right now there's a blue here. If you replace that with a slight yellow, we sort of start seeing a balance happening with the light that's falling on Daenerys and the light that's in the background. Mohit, do you want to say something while I butcher your piece?
No, like absolutely, it totally makes sense, and I should have kept that in mind. And initially, like my initial plans were to actually make her look like just standing and like thinking something like that, and the dragons to actually create in dialogue, and they are the ones I just gave up midway. I was like, I can't finish it if I'm like going to paint dragons, so I like left it.
Yeah, but see, dragons, you don't have to like think of the detail of a dragon again. Like if you simplify it in terms of just the form, you can still create like some interesting types around it. Like I'm not looking at the dragon image right now or anything, but I just think like it's a good idea to consider that and even have those in in the background, because if you would have had like something like this just even in the background, like that kind of changes
Yes,
the story a little bit, like how you perceive the
exactly.
space. So yeah, I think I like your brushwork though. Like I really like how you what the fuck? Yeah, I really like how you've used these brushes. There's some interesting shapes happening. There's some really nice like painterly strokes going on, and I dig it, man. Good job. Uh,
Wow, thanks.
yeah. So again, like since there's only like four submissions, right? There's only four submissions this time. I don't think I want to do prizes, but I really don't want you to feel like your efforts are not recognized or whatever. I just want to say, like, you've all done like great stuff. Uh, Everyone has their own sort of style. Like, you've done some great brushwork. It's illustrative, very like portraity. Aditya's here is like super dynamic. It has like a lot of movement here, a lot of like nice moods. Shiv's here is also like on the polar opposite of that mood sort of a thing. Like there's also a big feeling of mood here. And same thing here. Like you've all done and brought something different to the table, and I would love for other people to also submit and be a part of this. I am now going to paint a little bit of my own Superman piece because I haven't gotten time. So if you're keen, you can stay. If you're not keen, you can leave. And like if you're leaving, then bye bye. If you're staying, then cool, enjoy, I guess. I'm also gonna play some music, which you'd be able to hear on YouTube only, I think. Actually, I don't feel like painting this right now, so I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna stop. Thanks to everyone who watched my YouTube stream. Um, Thanks to everybody on Discord. Okay, there's only Aditya right now, but all good. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for tuning in. This has been damn fun, and I hope to see you guys later. Bye bye.